Oh, well, we'll see that on the home front. The colonial minister Atanga Nji's October 2nd midnight Bamenda visit has sparked quite some political speculations. In a surprise move, in-house slave Minister of Territorial Administration Paul Atanga Nji, he arrived in Bamenda, the capital town of the Midland Zone of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, late on Thursday night. October 2nd, 2025, fueling speculations about the motivations behind his nocturnal visit. Fresh from a working session in La République du Cameroon, town of Bafoussam, the colonial minister was received by colonial governor Adolphe Lele Lafrique and other colonial senior officials. Now, the timing of the colonial minister's visit, just ahead of a high-stakes meeting scheduled for Friday, October 3rd, has raised eyebrows amongst locals. With the outlawed presidential election drawing near, many are left wondering whether the colonial minister's late-night arrival is about security, strategy, or simply a display of political showmanship. But then the sudden visit has sparked intense debate about the purpose and amongst Bamenda residents, with many questioning the colonial minister's intentions. Some of the key concerns include security. Is the minister's visit a response to emerging security issues in the zone, or is it a pre-planned political engagement? Now, if it appears to be as a result, then the colonial minister is merely harvesting what he sowed. For he has oftentimes declared that normalcy has returned to Ambazonia, but then he comes to Ambazonia only in the dead of night. Well, on the other hand, we see that in a bid to project the semblance of legitimacy for the upcoming elections by the colonial government, we see that the Cameroon's People's Democratic Movement, the CPDM, has been utilizing military helicopters to drop delegates in the remote hinterlands of Ambazonia, yet another display of normalcy. A recent video from Nji captures these tactics, which appears aimed at manipulating perceptions and misleading the international community regarding the viability of the electoral process in the southern Cameroons. Well, let's take a look at this video. We'll see now shortly the video of a helicopter, one such helicopter dropping a politician from the CPDM in parts of Ambazonia. Now, this is only evidence of two things. First of all, they cannot use the roads because they're terribly bad. And secondly, even if they could, their safety and security cannot be exactly guaranteed, seeing that they're outlawed in the southern Cameroon. So these stunt, why they might not want it to get to social media, only proves these two things. But meanwhile, Isach Roma, the former Minister of Communications in French Cameroon, one of the masterminds within the colonial government who provoked the ongoing conflict in southern Cameroon, has made a controversial appearance in Bamenda for campaigns as well, arriving in a convoy reportedly staged, hired and funded from Mbuda, a town in neighboring French Cameroon. We see Isach Roma's visit marked by a stage display intended to convey support for his own presidential bid. During his campaign, he acknowledged a connection with Chris Anna, a figure long known by Ambazonians of betraying the liberation movement and sabotaging it. Well, let's watch this video evidence that Chiroma paid his convoy from Imbuda and making reference to his relationship with Chris Anna.
Have you concluded?
You see, I was monitoring these attacks from Buddha. They took off from Buddha. Naiso. Hey, now, call me. Call me. What's that medicine there?
Evidence that Chiroma's envoy comes all the way from Mbuda, and he didn't assemble them there in the southern Cameroons, but brought them all the way from French Cameroon. Now, another angle to his visit to the southern Cameroons, which is quite concerning and reveals a lot, shows that Chiroma's comments, in which he revealed his consultation with Chris Ano for assistance in his Bamenda campaign, that only underscores the continued betrayal of the Ambazonian liberation movement by individuals like Chris Ano, who purport themselves as leaders of the liberation struggle within the Ambazonian struggle, but then turn around to side with and partner with people who have the colonial agenda boldly written on their screens. Let's take a listen to Isach Roma making these confessions himself.
Do you know Chris Ano? He's the best friend of mine. We talk each other. We disagree, but we listen to each other. Before I come here, I tell him, Chris, I'm going to Bamenda, my home. You are home too. Please take care of me. This is where I go. So, when in the capacity as a minister, I did something which disturbed, which hurt your mind. Once again, please, I want you to forgive because I apologize. I want you to apologize because, do you know why? The Lord himself, we offend him every day. But when we pray, we say, Lord, forgive us. And he forgive you. Then why you don't forgive me because I was wrong at a given time? I didn't do it purposefully. It was for me, it was compulsory. If I had a choice, I wouldn't have accepted to be in this office. But there was no choice. I hope that you forgive me. You accept my apology. Accept my apology. Accept my apology. Today I am free. Today I am free. No doubt. So, please, I owe you one thing. Prosperity. Bamenda, one of the strongest city region in this nation. Within some few months or years.
While many within the movement remain skeptical of Chris Ano's intention, viewing his past and now present, considering Isach Roma's confession, his present actions as detrimental to the liberation cause. As election day approaches, the actions of both Chiroma and the CPDM loyalists serve to heighten tensions and further complicate the political landscape in the southern Cameroons, owing to the fact that President Sako has declared 2 weeks lockdown strike against any attempt to have the elections in not just Bamenda but the entire southern Cameroons.